Okay everybody, it's that time. I have a Blick art haul today. Some of this is restock, some of this is new supplies. I'm really excited to open it and see everything inside. I will say there was supposed to be a third box, but I just checked the tracking and it's Thursday. It's not coming until Monday. I may tack it on to the end of this video, or I might just put that into like a mishmash video later on in the month or next month. So grab yourself something to drink, come on in, and let's open these boxes and see what's inside. I love New Art Supply Day! Okay, I'm really excited. For those of you who have been following my channel, you probably flip this. I didn't cross that that label off. I've been trying to follow the fun with my art. I had a very important realization that I was doing my art for all the wrong reasons and styles I didn't like, and I feel like I'm starting over, and it's exciting, but it's also a little scary. And I got my, I'm a Blick affiliate, so I get like a really small, like, at no cost to you, but if you order anything with my Blick links, they give me like a little bit of change. And if I save it up for long enough, I have enough money to get some stuff. So I just took that affiliate money and rolled it over into an order, and it is stuff that is going to help me follow the fun. So this is my Follow the Fun art haul from Blick. Okay, so let's start opening things up. There is nothing like a New Art Supply Day. New art supplies are so inspiring and motivating for me. I don't know if you feel like that too. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, let's start with the least exciting. Okay, so this part's not exciting. I needed some new drawing pencils for like sketching, not like a whole set, but just I go through the sketching ones the most. So I got 3 of the Faber-Castell, I never know how to say it. Somebody else tells me I'm saying it wrong, no matter which way I say it. But I got 3 of this is their, I think their 9000 series. I don't see it on here. Yeah, 9000 series, 3 HB pencils. These are my favorite for sketching with. So I got 3 of those, and we'll just put them right into my sketching supplies right there. It's been one of those, no, I shouldn't say that. It hasn't been a terrible day, but there's been a lot of like fiddly stuff that's been going. But I had some really good stuff happen today too that I'm not at liberty to talk about, but it's really exciting. So, and then these are lovely pencils. I used up my whole first one already, and I bought 2 more. I would have bought 3, but I needed to stay under a certain budget. So here we have the Faber-Castell Pitt Graphite Matte 14B. This pencil is lovely. Lovely. And I've talked about it before. Maybe I can link, if I can find it, I'll link the video where I talk about it down below so you can check it out. But a really lovely, really dark, really rich, really black, and not shiny. It scans really well pencil. And that goes right there. Alright, so I'm trying to branch out a little and try some different watercolor brands. So I've got 2 Schminke watercolors here. I have the Pure Yellow and the Quinacridone Magenta. I was planning to get the Ultramarine Blue too, but these are not cheap. They're even a little more than my Daniel Smith. And like I said, I had to stay under a certain amount, so I did not get the blue because there was other stuff I wanted more. But there we are, and I already have, I think, their Ruby Red because Kim Crick recommended it on her website. She does lots of light fast testing just on her own. I'll link her website down below in case you want to check it out. She always recommends good supplies. And she said that red, even though it's rated not very light fast, is actually super light fast. So I will put that down below if you want to check it out. Okay. All right. I don't know if you can see that there. Cover my face so it focuses. And I can hear you now. You're saying, but Amy, in your last art haul, you said you weren't sure if you were going to get another Etch-a-Sketchbook because they were so expensive. Yes, I did say that. Yes, I did. But I've been using my cold press, and it's really lovely. I'm really enjoying it. It just makes it a joy to paint on. And I got, oh no, I ordered the hot pressed and they sent me the cold pressed. Oh no. Well, they'll take care of it. They always do. But I wanted to start using the hot press today. Oh well. All right. Hopefully that wasn't a me mistake. I do occasionally make me mistakes. Hopefully that was not a me mistake. I meant to get the hot press. I'm still going to get the hot pressed. I will return that and get the hot pressed. All right. Here we have some more. Okay, so restocks. Uh-oh, that came open. All right, so restocks. These are things. Oh, it's very, very bright out today, so the light's a little funny. Literally have nowhere else I can film, so I had to restock some of my Daniel Smith colors. And these are the colors that I have either completely run out of or I'm almost out of. There's some where I'm going to need more shortly, but again, I had to stay under a certain budget. These are the ones that I needed immediately. So I got the French Ultramarine, one of my favorite blues. I got the Phthalo blue green shade, also another one of my favorite blues. I got the Quinacridone Magenta. And I got the Hansa Yellow Light. And because I was running out of money, these ones I got in the little tubes. I do use them less, so. I got the Sap Green. I got the Cerulean Blue. And people are going to come after me for this one. I got the Moonglow. This one's not as light fast as they say it is on the tube, so be aware of that. But I like it, so. I forgot what I was saying now. Oh well, if it's important, it'll come back to me. And I also got the Phthalo green yellow shade. So those are my replacement watercolors. And then this is another restock. I got another set of the Pigma Microns in black. I needed so many, it was just cheaper to buy the set than to replace the 4 that I had worn out. Wait, what's more? Oh, I did it again. I made this little shelf to hold my supplies, but it's kind of slanty because I use bricks from our backyard. So it dumps things out occasionally. And apparently today is one of those days. Okay, stay put, you guys. All right, and then I wanted to replace more of these, but like I said, I ran out of money, so I got the 08 micron in their sepia color. I need more than that, but that was the one I needed the most, and I was running out of money. Oh, no, wait, I got one more. It's in here with some other stuff. All right, here's the other one. I got the 03 as well in the sepia. I use these with watercolors a lot. And then, this is really exciting. I got, okay, so this is my first big Posca that I've ever bought or tried. This is the 8mm chisel in, what color is this? Beige. So this is the first big one that I got. And then, and for those of you who are saying, but Amy, in your video where you said art supplies you regretted using in 2024, you said you regretted buying Poscas. That is true. But during my March Sketchbook Serenity Art Challenge, I was shopping the supplies that I already had and not buying anything new. And I started using these Poscas as base layers in my sketchbook for illustration type drawings, and I loved them. And I've been using them almost every day since then. So it just goes to show, Like, maybe something doesn't work for the original idea that you wanted it for, but if you experiment and try out different things and different techniques, maybe you'll find a way to use that supply and actually end up loving it, which is what happened to me. And I'm entitled to change my mind. All right, so then I got light green, and I got straw yellow, and I got light orange, and then I got, and you would think all those light colors there would be a repeat. There's not. These are the Posca soft colors set, and I do have the aqua green already and the light blue, but the markers individually are like, I think $4.50 a piece. So you get 7 markers in here for, like, I think it was $15. So it's actually a better deal to get a set and just have some repeats, and just don't uncap those yet until your other ones get empty, because it's actually more cost effective to buy a set. So along that vein, I also got the Posca, I think this is the warm colors. Does it say somewhere? I'm almost positive this was the warm colors set, but I will link everything down below like I always do in case you want to try anything. And I am planning to do like swatching of all of these supplies, but I won't swatch the colors that I already have that are in that set. Like, so I have the dark red already, and I'm not going to open this dark red and swatch it. I'll just put it away until my first dark red runs out. And then I got the Posca, and this is the portrait set. And the funny thing about this is it's got 2 colors that you can't buy open stock from Blick. I don't know if you can buy them anywhere else, but the satin pink and the powder pink, you can't buy open stock from Blick. And like I said, I've been using it as a base layer for illustrations. I'm doing a lot of people, so I wanted to get the portrait set. And then if anybody knows if you can get the satin pink or the powder pink somewhere else open stock, leave it down below in the comments, because I would probably like to repurchase those without having to buy the whole set. I think that's just about it in this box, except for, alright, so last thing in here is this is my favorite ink to use with Depends. It is waterproof and light fast. I got the Dr. P.H. Martin's ink in Sepia and Terracotta. 2 colors I have not tried yet. And that is our whole little art haul. So I'm going to move you from here to here, and we will swatch everything and try everything and have a chat. And I will be back to say bye at the end. Okay, everybody, let's do a big old swatching session. So I've got my box of supplies that you just saw me open, the stuff that I'm going to swatch, but I also have, I had this divided into 2 parts, and I opened some of this, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but in that video, which I can link down below, I opened some watercolor pencils, and I opened these inks. Now, I know these inks aren't light fast, these 4 on the end. They're just for fun and inspiration. And are you crooked or what? There you go. Okay. So we're going to just do some swatching and have a little chat. Let's start with the stuff I don't need water for. So let's see. I don't know. Should I swatch the restocks of the Daniel Smith just so you guys can see them? I guess I could. We'll do those later. Okay, so let's start with all of these Poscas. So let's start with, this is the portrait color set. Now, in both this set and the other set, which I think is the warm colors, there are markers that you can't get open stock, which I'm of 2 minds of getting, because I always feel like, what if I really like it and I can't replace it without buying the whole set? At least you can't get them open stock at Blick. So I don't know if there's somewhere else where you can get them open stock, but not at Blick, which is primarily where I shop. But I really wanted them, so we will see how it goes, especially for illustration work. So we're going to start with the Posca. I already spelled that wrong. Posca Portrait Colors. I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping well. I've been having issues with my Crohn's, so I will try not to sound too stumbly and exhausted. Ooh, those are pretty in there. Aren't they pretty? There's nothing like getting new art supplies to be inspired. I don't know if I should put these in a bin with my other Poscas or if I should keep them separate in their... I also don't know. I think I have some doubles. So if I have doubles on stuff, I'm not going to swatch those. Maybe I could just get my... That's what I'll do. I'll get my other Poscas and we'll compare because I know I have doubles. So that one is Coral Pink. I'm going to grab my other one so we can check for doubles. I know this isn't a double, and I'm fairly sure this isn't either. This is beige. I don't think I have beige yet, which is partly why I wanted this set. I don't. You guys, I did give the Liquitex markers another shot, and I got these 3 smaller ones, and they're not as good as the Poscas. They're troublesome, we'll say. I like that they're light fast rated. I don't know if these are. And I like that they tell you what pigments are in them, but they just don't work very well. I don't know. If that's been your experience with the Liquitex markers, please let me know down in the comments because it's certainly very frustrating. That beige is a nice color. What did I get the big? I got one big Posca to try out. Did I get it in beige? I did. We might as well try that out as long as we're, well, no, we'll keep it organized. This is satin pink. I'm not going to label them. It's going to take too long if I label them all. I mean, I'll label what set they came from, but I was on a big illustration kick. I was on a big one right before Christmas, and then in January I was on like a painting kick in January, and then February and early March I was back on illustration, and then late March to now I've been really into painting. What color is that? I don't know, maybe I should label them. I'll label them. Beige. I don't even know how to spell beige. I'm too tired. Beige. This must be, was it satin pink? Yeah. This is one of the colors you can't get open stock, the satin pink. And the next one too, I think powder pink. So I've been using these mostly for underlayers. Oh, I didn't check it. Underlayers in illustrations. I may try to incorporate them with my acrylics. I've tried, like my acrylics on canvas. I've tried that before, and it didn't go well because the colors weren't what I was looking for, but I'm painting differently now than I was, and with different color palettes, so maybe it would work out this time. I don't know. Powder pink. But I've definitely been, doing, I don't know, it probably won't be going up next week, but the week after, I've been doing a lot of, I've been doing what I've been calling an art experiment challenge. Chestnut. I don't think I have chestnut, do I? This would be the closest. And this is just plain brown. I think this was one of the other reasons why there's a lot in this set that I didn't have. So there's a couple repeats, but not a lot. So we'll do this one. And I'm for sure going to do 7 days of the challenge, but it might end up being more And I'm posting it on my Patreon along with what the prompts are for each day. So if you want to go over there and join, you're more than welcome. It will be spread out through the month of April. I'm filming this on Wednesday, April 9th, and as of right now, only one of the prompts has gone up, so there's definitely time for other people to join if they want to. It's only $5. There's only one tier. This is chestnut. Unless you're paying with Apple, in which case you're charged 30% more, and I don't see a penny of it. It's a new thing that they just started. So if you have a choice between paying with Apple or something not Apple, it will be cheaper if you don't pay with Apple. Brown, so we won't open that one. We'll just use this one. Because that, like I said, that 30%, it goes right in their pocket. I think it's like it takes the $5, I don't know. I think somebody said it was $7.50 instead of $5. And they were like, why is it $7.50 when you said everything's one tier and it's what, $5? That's why. Because of Apple. And incidentally, if you do a super thanks here on YouTube and you pay with Apple, they take 30% of that super thanks, and I don't see a penny of it. So like, and then YouTube takes another 30%. So like, for example, if you did a super thanks of like $100, Apple would get $30 and YouTube would get $30 and I would only get $40. So, people are surprised when I tell them that, but that is the case. So I do have this one. This is cacao, which is right here. So we won't open that one either. The world we're in these days, I don't know. I don't know what it's coming to. So anyway, now I forgot what I was saying. Oh, if you want to join my art experiment challenge, you're more than welcome to come on over and join it with me. I don't know, was it last week's video? There's been 2 videos that have gone up now about how lost I'm feeling with my art because of the big epiphany I had. I won't get into that, but I will link those videos down below if you want to watch it. And so I decided to do this art experiment challenge. It's like I'm going back to basics pretty much. Like, I don't know who I am or what I want to do anymore. It could be, some people have mentioned it could be my age. I am 44, and I am getting to that age where I'm doing stuff more for myself. This is a really pretty color. This is the dark brown. It's like a dark reddish brown. It's really pretty. Doing stuff more for myself and less for other people. And I wouldn't call it a midlife crisis because it's not, except for in my art. So, yeah, I'm going back, like I said, I'm going back to basics. I'm starting over, and I'm trying to figure out what I actually like because I don't know what I like. I don't know what kind of art I actually want to make when it comes down to it. Again, I don't want to get into it again. But like I said, I'll link those videos down below. I like painting. I like actually putting paint on canvas or paper. I enjoy that process. I like mixed media, so that's good. I'm narrowing down some of the stuff that I like. What is this? This is ivory, and I do not think I have this one yet. I definitely like, I don't like the realism. I mean, I like when other people do it, but somebody said in the comments, I think I saw it yesterday, Monday, when I was answering comments, that the grind of realism is too much for them, and that's exactly how I feel. They put my non-expressed thoughts into words. It's the grind of the realism. There's another beige, so I've got another one. Let's take this beige out to... and it is a grind for me. It's not loose and joyful and what I want my art to be. I need to enjoy the process. It's not just about the finished results. And I don't enjoy the process of the realism. I find it very stressful. So, even though I got good at it because I was doing it for approval, it is not... I mean, maybe a mix? I don't know. That was another suggestion I got a lot. Maybe I could find a way to mix them. I don't know. I don't know. So right now I do know that I have been enjoying the experiments I've been doing. I've been doing some abstract stuff. I know I enjoy illustration. I know I enjoy putting paint on canvas. That apricot is also very pretty. Apricot. And then I think this is going to be the straw yellow, which I don't have yet. Is that right? Ochre. No, I have that one. It's right on top here. I use this one a lot. Ochre. We won't open that one. So, it's been a thing for me the last couple of months. I don't have any oranges. It's so funny. When I first got the Poscas last year, like, I did not like them at all. I was hardly using them. I even had them in my my 2024 wrap-up supplies I said that I hate. It just goes to show how you can change your mind. Also, because I'm tired and this is just a relaxed swatching session, I may have to pause in the middle because my medications for my ruby red, I think I have that one. My medications for my Crohn's disease are arriving today. The vials of shots or whatever. And they come, the truck will come and I'll have to sign for them. So, yeah. I thought they'd be here by now, and I kind of waited before I started filming to see if they would show up, but they have not shown up, so I may have to pause. And there may be some dog barking. Dark red. Do I have dark red? I feel like I have dark red. I guess I don't. Maybe that was why, one of the reasons why I wanted this set. I don't have dark red. I have just regular red, so... I knew I was really lacking in warm colors. I had bought a couple cool and muted sets, but not any warm. So we need this dark red. My shot day is like 2 weeks away, and I've been having some breakthrough symptoms, and I'm feeling really worried and scared that I'm not in remission anymore. So I need that shot. Yeah. This is dark red. I had a good run on this one, though. This medication, I think I'm going on 3 years, and I've been in remission, which is the longest I've ever been in remission since I was diagnosed, so that's excellent. And we have this one. This is the cacao again. So we'll do a double on that. It was actually cheaper to buy this set with the multiple colors than it would have been to buy the markers individually, which is why I did that. So now I have some repeats, but like I said, it was cheaper to do that rather than buy the markers individually, although I did buy a few individual ones right here. But I do also have one more set to swatch here. And I'm not going to swatch the microns. They're just black fine liners. I'm sure you guys know what those look like. But I do need to swatch these. Okay, so let's do this final set. These are the soft colors. This is a new set. I was excited when I saw this. Posca soft colors. Anyway, I didn't get to paint yesterday. And I don't think I'm going to get to paint today, maybe a little bit this afternoon. Probably not though, because it is almost 1 already, so probably not. And I really, ooh, there's some blue on there. Let's scribble the blue off up here. Okay. Wait, we'll just go over that. White. And then we have Sunshine Yellow, and I do not believe I have no, I don't have Sunshine Yellow. Anyway, it is April 9th, I think, as I'm filming this, and it is spring, and according to my GI doc, spring and fall are their most busy times. That's when they see the most people having relapses, so fingers crossed, or whatever. And is this an apricot? It is, so we will... Is this also apricot? No, that's light orange. The apricot and the light orange look very similar. Apricot was in this one, so let's take that out so we can reuse it. And it has been a stressful spring, but not terrible either. It could always be worse, I guess. I don't know. It was kind of bad. I shouldn't say that. It's been 2025. Didn't start off the greatest, we shall say. For a lot of people, like a lot of people I know, it seems like it didn't. Oh well, what are you gonna do, I guess? And we're not gonna open that coral because we already have it open in this one. But we got 2 cherry trees this weekend. We picked them up. I can hardly wait to plant them in our yard. They're meteor variety, I think they're called. They're a tart pie cherry type cherry. And we got 2. And I'm excited to see how our pear tree from last year does. I hope it made it through the winter. We have a somewhat mature pear tree, but we need a cross-pollinator. So we finally broke down and got one last fall, so we could hopefully start getting some pears on our other tree, which should be fun. And I think, did we get new blueberry bushes last year? I can't remember. Maybe. And we got our seeds last weekend, and I got a new variety of sunflowers. These are supposed to grow, do I have light blue? I don't have light blue, do I? Or do I? I do. The new variety is supposed to grow 15 feet tall, so that'll be fun. I can't wait to see what that looks like. Oh, but this isn't started. Do I have one that's started? Yeah, I should put all the extras in a bag or something and label it and put it away, the unopened ones. Maybe I'll do that later today. Light blue. And I think this is aqua green, and this is emerald green, and this is emerald green. I have 2 of those. Are they both open? No. So we'll put this one to the side. And aqua green open. So I'll put that here. There. So aqua green. All right, now these are the singles, so we will put Posca singles. I got straw yellow. I don't need to check these because I know I don't have these. That's why I got them. I keep hearing noises outside and I keep thinking it's the truck with my shot. I'm a little distracted. And tired. Man, I wish the snow would melt. It's April 9th. Yesterday, I took a walk in the woods and posted on Instagram in my stories. It's still like full-on snow out there, which does happen sometimes here in April, and it's not terribly abnormal. But man, I'm tired of it this year. I'm waiting, patiently waiting. I'm waiting for spring. So this is a light orange. I do try to post like more up-to-date to the minute stuff over on my Instagram. So like if you want to see what I'm working on in a week or whatever, and you might, I mean like this week, you're not seeing anything I worked on this week because I'm doing this video instead. So like all of that will be in next week's video. So if you want to see like what I'm working on in the moment, like up to date, I would suggest going over and following me on my Instagram or Patreon if you feel like it, because I do a weekly blog post over there with all my up-to-date stuff too. So no pressure, just in case you want more up-to-date stuff. That's a pretty color. That is the light green. I did have other colors in my cart that I had to take out because I didn't have enough money. I wanted the apple green was one of the ones I wanted, I remember. Okay, let's try this big one. I have high hopes for it. I really hope it's not going to be as bad as the Liquitex big one. I'd like to get some of these in some bigger sizes, but I was afraid which is so funny because I normally, like, Liquitex is a good brand. I love all their other stuff. It's so weird that it's just so weird. They just don't, like, they're weird and streaky and I don't know. It was disappointing. Okay, moment of truth. Let's see what we think. Please be good. I also, over spring break, we went and visited family, and there were giant canvases on sale at Michael's, the Artist Loft canvases. And they were buy one, get two free. And I got, oh, that's nice. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. I might have to get more of those. So this is the 8mm. I got 3 canvases. The 30 inches by 40 inches. The gallery side, which it'll be bigger. The biggest I've ever painted is 18 by 24. And I only think I did like one painting like that. So I'm super, super, super excited to paint big. We don't have a lot of room here in our house, so I don't know, but I've always wanted to paint big. So I'm super excited about that. I will not do going through the Poscas on camera. I'll do this later. Find the ones that are repeats and not open yet. All right, so now let's do the 2 Bombay inks. I think I actually got, I can't remember now since it's been a while since I opened it. I think I got a backup black. Not a backup black, I was out. Restock. But if I did, I took it out already. So this is the Bombay ink. So I better shake that better. Sepia, and I got the terracotta. The Bombay India ink is my favorite to use with dip pens for like illustration and line work. So, you know what? I'm going to be bad and just smear it with my hand too. And then do so I can see the full range. So, that's a pretty color. Dr. P.H. Martin's Bombay Sepia. And you know what? Even though it didn't come in this one, do I have my Van Dyke brown up here? That's just the regular brown. Is this it? Nope. Maybe I don't have it up here. I was thinking I wanted to see, because this seems kind of similar to the Van Dyke brown. I just wanted to compare them quick if I have it up here. So not from this art haul. Oh no, they're not the same at all. Yeah. So there, that was not a waste. They're two very different colors and will be useful for two very different applications. And this is the terracotta. I should write that down too. And that is also a very nice color. Yep, I'm happy with those. I wonder if I should probably have room to swatch these here too. So I've never tried the Amsterdam ink ever before. I haven't tried anything from Amsterdam at all. These colors here are their reflex colors, otherwise known as fluorescent. They're fluorescent, so they're not light fast. So be aware of that. However, all their other colors of acrylic ink are light fast, as far as I could tell when I was looking at them. So I got two to try. I got sky blue and warm gray. So we're going to do the sky blue. And is my finger super dirty? Yeah, that's pretty. I'm glad I got that. I definitely am interested in checking out more of these. They seem like they don't clump as much as some of the other acrylic inks that I've tried. And I would also very much like to try out their actual acrylic paint. So Amsterdam acrylic ink, sky blue. And then we got the warm gray. Let's try that. Ooh, I get a nice base color, like this beige for underpaintings and sketchbooks. Amsterdam warm gray. It's been fun to kind of branch out and try different supplies this year, stuff that I wouldn't normally try. It's been really fun to get into like illustration supplies and loose painting supplies, and I've done collage before, but it's been a while. I think there's some collage on here, but I'd like to do some collaging on, maybe not canvas, but some hardboard. This is Reflex Rose, which is why I got the two 16 by 20 hardboards, the Richardson hardboard panels. This is an ampersand hardboard panel, which is what I would normally use for stuff, except that they're almost double the price of the Richardson. So I'm going to be testing those and see what I think, and I will let you know. This is, what is this? Reflex Orange. I'm sure the camera's not picking up how orange it is, but it's super fun. And in fact, I wonder if I have that book nearby. Let me see. Okay, we're gonna quick move this out of the way, but so, for example, again, I'm sure this isn't picking this up. This is fluorescent orange. This is Beatrice Alamanga's On a Magical Do Nothing Day. She is a wonderful illustrator, also fluorescent orange. I love her textures and her like patterns and the way she mixes her media. She is a traditional illustrator, meaning she doesn't work digitally. She might touch it up digitally, but she's traditional. And this is an example of a book. So this was printed with fluorescent ink. It is bright orange. She illustrated it with fluorescent ink. It's very hard to scan it in. I would imagine she had to talk to her publishers to make sure that they used the fluorescent ink when they were printing it. But a very fun book. So, I mean, I'm not a published illustrator like that in books, so I don't know how that would work, but clearly she did it for anybody who is interested in it. I'm not sure how she did it. I'm not sure how she must have worked with her publisher ahead of time, but it would be super fun to do something like that. So this is the Reflex Yellow. And then we will do the Reflex Green. Boy, just looking at all these colors makes me feel like creating something. I'm really excited. It has been exciting to try all the new things and like learn new things and experiment. It's only when I start to think and get in my head that I start to feel scared that I don't know what I'm doing or where I'm going, or feel like I should have a plan. So I've been trying not to think, which is hard for me. Okay, I'm gonna let this dry for a minute and I'll clean up a little bit, and then we'll come back and we'll swatch my restocks of the Daniel Smith. Again, these are restocks. And the two new Schminke colors. I wanted to get the Ultramarine blue too, but I didn't have enough money. But I was hoping, I do have the ruby red from them. So I was thinking the Quinacridone Magenta, the pure yellow, the Ultramarine blue, and the ruby red would be a pretty good mixing palette to start with. Because these colors are expensive, man. These are also, they're comparable to the Daniel Smith, but I feel like they're even a little bit more expensive than the Daniel Smith. And then something else I noticed is, and I know that Daniel Smith may or may not have issues with it, but the Daniel Smith has more options of watercolors that are light fast than the Schminke do. And it could just be a labeling thing. I don't know. It could be, I know that there have been colors of Daniel Smith that they say are light fast that aren't as light fast as they state. I don't know, but light fastness is important to me. So if you have any input or comments about that, feel free to drop them below. And I know about Kim Crick's website. I am an avid reader of her website and looking at all her swatches and stuff. So I do know about that, just in case you were going to mention that. Okay, I'm going to let this dry and I'll be back and we will swatch these and these. Okay, we're all ready to go here. The truck still has not come with my shot though, so just in case. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pencils. And I'm going to put loose pencils so I remember they weren't part of the set. And I will start with, and then we will wet and draw out the end part of it. I should put a little bit more down. So that one is cinnamon, 189. That one is beige red, 132. And this one is Coral 131. This was kind of weird that this wasn't included in the set of 36. The Caput Mortem and the Caput Mortem Violet. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But those are really popular colors. I kind of thought they'd be in the set of 36, but they weren't. This is the Caput Mortem 169. And that is the Quit Mortem Violet 263. And this is the Crimson 134, which is not really crimson at all, but that's okay. I looked up the swatches, so I knew it wasn't going to be crimson. I was looking for like a pinky purple. But if you were going by the names, you might be disappointed. Oh, let's see, let's do the browns next, I guess. This was also the brown ochre. I was surprised was not included in the set of 36. I mean, I guess you can include everything, but I would have thought it would have been in there. These are all really pretty, nice muted colors. That was exactly what I was going for. I have noticed that sets of stuff, especially the smaller sets, if you don't get like the whole set, they will often include the really bright colors, but not the more muted colors. I'm sure there's reasons why they do that, but it seems to me like most artists would prefer the more muted colors, unless they're mixing, like with paint, but you're not, I mean, I suppose you could mix watercolor pencils, although that's not how I intend to use them. I intend to use them as on top of mixed media pieces for like illustrations, or just for illustrations where I would like wet them once I've laid the color down. It's interesting how different sometimes the color changes from the pencil. Like this looks like a cool brown here, but once you wet it, it's quite clearly warm. This is the Burnt Umber 280. Whoops. That's that lack of sleep kicking in again. Okay, let's do this blue. It's a pretty blue. This is the Sky Blue, whoops, Sky Blue 146. Very pretty. And we'll move on to the few greens. Again, that one shade of green I wanted was sold out. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of the chrome oxide ones. That's pretty as well. Very pretty. That'll be nice for landscapes. This is the Chromium Green Opaque 174. Again, a big color change there from the pencil to the wet. And this is the Chromium Oxide Green 278. And it was either this one in the dark version or the light version that I couldn't get. I can't remember which. I should paint it first. Okay. What am I doing? Chrome Oxide Green 278. And then our last green here. This is Permanent Green Olive 167. That's pretty. I like this wet version much better than the dry. Okay, now let's swatch these two Schminka colors. Try to grab some quick and then put the cap on before it all comes out. That is a lot of paint. That's okay. Just go all the way across. So this is the Schminka Pure Yellow. Does look like a nice transparent yellow, which was one of the reasons I got this. I have been trying to find a good transparent yellow. They're hard to find. And then of course Quinacridone Magenta, arguably my favorite color. For sure in paint, it's my favorite color. I don't have a single set of paint where I don't have the Quinacridone Magenta, no matter what kind of paint it is. Whether it's watercolor, or acrylics, or gouache, or oil. Always, every brand. That's pretty. It is a nice color. So we'll put Schminka Quin Magenta. And then we're going to put Daniel Smith Restocks over here. Daniel Smith Restocks over here. We'll just do these quick too. Alright, since we just did a Quinacridone Magenta, this is like my third or fourth tube of Quinacridone Magenta from Daniel Smith since I switched to Daniel Smith 3 years ago. I love it. Oh, that's pretty. Daniel Smith is just really nice watercolors. They just really are. I am planning to try some other brands this year, but they're really beautiful. They're really pigmented, really pure and flowy. Quin Magenta. I really do think they're my favorite. I keep trying other brands, but I really do think they're my favorite. All right, now this is one of the colors that is controversial. I love it, but it is not apparently as light fast as they say on the tube, which is disappointing. And I know that Kim Crick, I should just link her website down below. I know she has, you can make your own with your own pigments that are more light fast. I do tend to use this in illustrations a lot. I no longer use it in finished pieces that I'm gonna, watercolor pieces that I'm gonna sell, but I do use it in illustrations a lot. It's a really beautiful color. And again, if you are scanning things in and not selling original works with it, it's totally fine, like for illustrations. But if you are selling original works, you know, it was, the last poll I did on my channel here, over on my community tab, was about if people would use, it's so funny, because I'm not going to name names, but I see professional artists using non-light fast pigments and selling like paintings with them for a lot of money all the time, like all the time, and they don't ever say anything about like having, you know, UV protection. Not that, I mean, it's not gonna, UV protection doesn't do much, guys. I mean, it'll slow things down. Like if you use a really fugitive pigment, you may get it to last 5 years, maybe 10 with a UV resistant varnish. However, like if you talk to Golden, they will say that if you sell a piece with non-light fast pigments and you're using the varnish, you should tell your buyer that they need to re-varnish the piece in 10 years. And I don't know how a lot of people who buy art would feel about that. So it doesn't last very long. Certainly not the buyer's like lifetime or whatever. So, but I see professional artists doing it all the time, and I don't know. I guess to each their own, but like, I don't know. Like and I've talked about this before, I really, 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 really love fluorescent pink, and I would love to use it in paintings. And that's one of the colors that I do get see getting used all the time. And it is like within 6 months, it's gonna start to fade. And yet people use it all the time. So like, I don't know. This is Phthalo Blue Green shade. Again, one of my favorite blues. I only replaced the colors that I was out of. A lot of these are my basic mixing type colors. These two are my basic, my two blues, my warm blue and my cool blue. And this is just an extra that I use occasionally for, especially for like landscape, sky, and water. I will often use this one. This is the cerulean blue. It is a nice color. It is a convenience color. You could mix this, or something close to it. And it's also not super pigmented. In any paint, not Daniel Smith, it's in any paint. It tends to be on the lighter side. Anyway, drop your thoughts about light fat. Like, I would love to use fluorescent pink in a painting, and I see people using it all the time. And like golden fluorescent paints, I've talked to them about it. They say that their fluorescence will start to fade within weeks and like be gone within 6 months because it's dye based, and that's the dye that fluoresces doesn't last long. And it doesn't matter what brand it is, it's all brands. And yet I see people using it all the time. And like, ooh, this leaked everywhere. I made a mess. I made a mess. Nothing new there. This is my sap green. And again, this is a convenience color. If I'm mixing, I tend to just get a cool blue, and then I will warm it up with yellow as needed. But if you're doing a lot of plein air outside in the summer, nothing beats a nice sap green. But you can see that's why this would be a small tube as compared to this, because although I just bought the yellow shade again, I meant to get the blue shade. Oh well. Oh well. I repeatedly do that. I don't know why. It's this one color. I don't know why I do that. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, no, it's fine. It's still pretty blue. Yeah, it's still good. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's fine, and I know it's fine, and yet I'll see the blue shade or the yellow shade and get thrown for a loop. Now I'm covering what the label is with my dirty fingers. Phthalo green yellow shade. Okay. And our last color of the day is the Hansa Yellow Light. And so far, this is the most transparent yellow that I've found. I have a whole video up about using a transparent palette, which I like to do sometimes. I will link it down below if I remember. We're probably getting close to the end of the video here, so we'll see. But it's on the cool side, and I've been on the hunt for a warmer transparent yellow. I should have, if I was thinking, I would have drawn a stripe to test that better, but I will keep you guys updated. All right, I'm gonna pop back in real time and talk to you guys for a minute. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that video. I had a ton of fun trying all the new supplies. I hope you had a good time. If you haven't hit the like or subscribe button yet, I would love it if you did. It would really mean a lot to me. It's a free, no-cost way for you to help support my channel. And if you would like to check out my Patreon, there's only one tier. It's only $5 a month. There's tons of studio vlogs and tutorials and teaching resources and camera roll photos and everything I'm working on. So if you want to check that out, I'll link that down below. And until next time, happy creating!